Common Games are bringing the Bloodborne game into physical form as a board game which will be designed by Eric M. Lang and Michael Chanel. It will be through a Kickstarter project launching next year that will be their process of bringing it to fruition. They have also produced a previous Bloodborne title in the form of a card game, but the board game sets out to be quite different from its predecessor. In an interview at Gen Con between Eric M. Lang, the game designer, and Common Games, we gain more insight into what to expect from this upcoming board game. Lang explains that the game will follow the lore of Bloodborne, delving into the existing covenants, but offering a new experience to Bloodborne fans. However, Lang assures you don't need to be a Bloodborne fan in order to enjoy the board game. It will offer hours of gameplay adventure and a challenge. It was last month when Square Enix released the Nintendo Switch exclusive JRPG Octopath Traveler. Square Enix have seemed to have achieved a winning combination as they reach 1 million copies in sales and shipments. Octopath Traveler is available on Nintendo Switch. You can also test out the prologue demo, which lets you try out 8 different characters. Bethesda have recently updated their FAQ page on the official Fallout 76 website, giving a little bit more information about what the beta will entail. The last question on the page is about the progression transfer between the beta and the official released version. Bethesda explained that the beta will include the full game and any progress saved while participating in it will transfer to the launched version. We also got confirmation that Fallout 76 will not be joining Steam on launch day. In response to PC Gamer, Bethesda explained that the PC version of Fallout 76 for both the beta and for the launch will be available only via Bethesda Net, not on Steam. Fallout 76 will release on PS4, Xbox One and PC on November 14th, 2018, while the beta will launch in October. Pre-orders are already available via Amazon. Those who pre-order will also have access to the beta. Nintendo announced the final remix version of the game The World Ends With You from Square Enix. The game uses Shibuya-inspired themes and stylish, colourful characters. The title adds remixed versions of the music, and 2-player co-op mode means you can play with a friend like in the original The World Ends With You. The game was first released on Nintendo DS more than a decade ago. It features character teen hero Neku teaming up with his friends to save the world from destruction, with the time constraint of 7 days to do it in. The World Ends With You final remix will be coming to Nintendo Switch on October 12th. While it wasn't long ago that we found out that Blizzard had been working on a Diablo project through a job listing, we get further news this week confirming further development. Blizzard shared a new video that discusses the future of the Diablo series. The Associate Community Manager, Brandy Camel, shares a little about what is in store for the action RPG. What's interesting to take away from this video is that multiple projects are being developed, as well as some of them are going to take a lot longer than others. But Diablo fans will have to wait a little longer, as Blizzard won't be ready to have things to show until the end of the year. BlizzCon 2018 will be coming up later this year in November. Blizzard may be waiting to spill the beans at their own conference. Sony finally revealed the release of New Game Plus, which will be making its way to God of War on August 20th. This will be a part of a free upgrade which will be available to those who have finished the story of the game. The mode allows players to go through the game once again in all their gear and gained upgrades. What the update will include will be new armor sets, new resources called Scapslug to upgrade gear, more difficult enemies, and the ability to skip cinematics if players so wish. There will also be a surprise in store, as Santa Monica Studios puts it that they still have a trick up their sleeves. God of War was released earlier this year in April on PlayStation 4 and has been one of the fastest selling PlayStation exclusives of all time. Larian Studios' Divinity Original Sin 2 releases their first act for PlayStation 4 this week, meaning those who wish to start playing earlier on PS4 for Divinity Original Sin 2 can enjoy the first 20 to 30 hours of the content in the game's first act with their pre-order. After the game gets its official release on August 31st, you can carry on where you left off. Those who are on Xbox One will have already had access to the first act through Xbox Game Preview. Divinity Original Sin 2 is the sequel to the highly acclaimed RPG hit from 2014 of the same name. Its systematic sandbox style, 2-player online and or split-screen mode offers players a chance to team up with their friends, which is unique for an RPG. Offering a range of new content, players now have the chance to play as humans, elves, dwarves, lizardmen, and even undead versions of these races. Divinity Original Sin 2 is currently available to play on PC and will be launching on Xbox One and PS4 on August 31st. Rockstar Games show their upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2 in all its glory with a new 4K gameplay trailer captured straight from the PlayStation 4 Pro. Not only sharing more of the features of Red Dead Redemption 2, but the gameplay in 4K. The footage was captured on the PlayStation 4 Pro and will be available with the HDR support on Xbox One X. No specifics have been given in terms of the rendering method for the 4K visuals, but Rockstar Games share its from in-game footage on PlayStation 4 Pro. The trailer shares the developer's intent of the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 is based in an open world that brings high level of detail and interactivity, combining gameplay and story in new ways, sharing new perspectives when it comes to characters. The video also explains the different interactions players will experience in the game, whether it be violent encounter used to gain valuable information from a witness or simply tipping your hat at a fellow rider. Your choices will hold consequences which can result in making enemies. It's not only other people in the Wild West that players will need to look out for. The natural environment inhabits many different animals, some can be hunted or those that might hunt you. Weapons focus on a sense of realism, giving the player the full Wild West experience with a realistic reload and recoil. Red Dead Redemption 2 releases on October 26th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and is available for pre-order now. Monster Hunter World has become Steam's biggest release of the year with the number of concurrent players. As the game was released on the platform, it reached its peak on day 1 with 239,779 players according to Steam charts, reaching the top most concurrently played games in Steam's history. This is the biggest PC release for Capcom in the history of its games, even surpassing Dark Souls 3 in terms of the size of its launch for a Japanese publisher, which had 129,831 concurrent players in March 2016. It just goes to show that Monster Hunter World has held fans' interest even 7 months after its console release. Monster Hunter World is now available to play on PS4, Xbox One with the latest platform PC via Steam. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits, and Bunny writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us for news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness. Follow us on social media for all the latest and greatest. The more followers we get, the larger of the army of the Fexers grows.